Kaliyugada Kalpataru, the fifth delight, Shri Raghavendra Gurusarvabhauma, chapter 67, the sacred vow of absolute faith and divine service, performing the three types of actions, that is Nitya, daily duties, Naimitika, that is occasional duties, and Kamya, that is desire-driven actions, in dedication to Bhagavan, offering worship to Paramatma, who resides as the inner controller of all beings and is present within Sri Mukhya Prana, and engaging in every action with the firm belief and realization of Sri Vayudeva alone, inspires and makes all being act. We undertake every action selfless for the pleasure of Sri Hari and Vayu, and ensure that our dependents do the same. Those who take such a vow with steadfast adherence and sincerity are referred to as Pratītavrataru among scholars and virtuous individuals. Among such vow-bound saints, Sri Raghavendra Swami Guru stands at the forefront. It is necessary to further examine this concept. The different methods prescribed in the Vedas and other scriptures for attaining spiritual liberation are clearly outlined. Since time immemorial, people have been classified into three categories. Therefore, Sri Hari, by distinguishing based on qualities and actions, that is, Guna Karma Vibhaga, created beings in four Varnas: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. According to Gita, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, sloka 13, the fourfold classifications of society, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, have been created by me, based on the divisions of qualities and actions, that is Guna, Karma, Vibhaga. Although I am the creator of this system, know me to be beyond all actions and change. Here, Sri Krishna explains that he has created the four Varnas based on the distribution of qualities, that is Guna, and actions, that is Karma. Though he is the creator of this classification, he remains unchanging and beyond all karmic influences. This classification is essential for maintaining cosmic order and social harmony. In the realms of Bhuloka, that is earth, and Swargaloka, that is heaven, whether humans or celestial beings, no entity is free from the influence of the three gunas of material nature: Sattva, that is goodness; Rajasa, that is passion; and Tamasa, that is ignorance. All living beings are bound by these three gunas. Yet, their essential nature, that is Swarupa, is not inherently material. It is divine. However, due to Prakriti, that is material nature, these gunas cloud the true nature of the soul and bind it to material existence. The mind, sense, and body of all beings are modifications of these gunas. However, the proportion of Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas varies among different individuals. This variation in the dominance of gunas leads to the classification of souls in Sattvika, that is pure-hearted; Rajasika, that is passionate; and Tamasika, that is ignorant. Even within these three, there are further subdivisions such as Sattvika, Sattvika Rajasika, Sattvika Tamasika, and many more. As beings have been created through Gunakarma Vibhaga, that is classification based on qualities and actions, those born in the four Varnas, that is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, must necessarily adhere to the duties assigned to the respective Varna and perform them as a means of spiritual upliftment. In the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna prescribes the actions that are suitable for each of the four Varnas. Out of divine compassion, he created the Brahmanas and other Varnas, ensuring that these beings could attain liberation by engaging in selfless service guided by true knowledge and righteousness. One of the most sacred and notable duties is to guide all beings towards the path of righteousness through the imparting of jnana, that is divine wisdom, and through spiritual leadership, encouraging them to perform their prescribed duties without a desire for personal gain. Such selfless service to Bhagavan is in itself an act of devotion and worship. All action should be performed with the awareness of Bhagavan's greatness, his infinite qualities, boundless glories, and divine pastimes. True service must be rendered with bhakti, that is devotion, and jnana, that is spiritual wisdom. The Vedas and Shastras are the ultimate source of divine knowledge, and they must be studied under the guidance of a Sadguru, that is realized spiritual teacher. Among such great gurus, the most exalted is Sri Madhvacharya, an incarnation of Sri Mukhyaprana, that is Vayudeva. The glories of Sri Vayudeva are boundless. He is free from all sins, and even the greatest demons are incapable of overpowering him. He is the embodiment of Sri Vishnu Bhakti and the repository of all virtues. He is never touched by sorrow, ignorance, or defects. The Vedas, in their purest and highest interpretation, solely glorify Sri Hari, that is Vishnu. They primarily describe his divine attributes, gunas, and his supremacy. Next to Bhagavan Vishnu, the Vedas acknowledge Sri Lakshmi Devi, and she is eternally inseparable from Narayana. Beyond this, the most important entity glorified by the Vedas is Sri Mukhyaprana, that is Vayudeva. Unlike other celestial beings such as Agni, that is fire god, and other deities who are mentioned in specific portions of the Vedas, Vayudeva is acknowledged across all Vedic scriptures as the supreme among jivas, that is embodied souls. Sri Mukhyaprana Deva is the regulator of all infinite jivas, including both sentient and non-sentient beings. No jiva can perform any action unless he inspires and enables it. He manifested in various divine forms and serves Bhagavan Vishnu in all his divine activities, including creation and sustenance of the universe. Thus, Sri Mukhyaprana is the chief administrator of the universe, the foremost devotee of Bhagavan Vishnu, and the guiding force for all jivas. He is filled with infinite compassion, patience, and divine love for his devotees. He forgives the shortcomings of devotees and leads them to the path of truth and ultimate liberation. Sri Mukhyaprana incarnated as Sri Madhvacharya to dispel ignorance and impart divine wisdom, that is jnana, to all jivas. As he is the bestower of true spiritual knowledge, he is rightfully honored as Jagadguru, the universal teacher. Likewise, Sri Raghavendra Swami, who followed the same Pratītavrataru, that is firm vow of devotion and righteousness, is recognized as a true successor to this divine lineage. Thus, the Pratītavrataru observed by Sri Raghavendra Swami is a testament of his unshakable faith in Sri Hari and Sri Mukhyaprana, and his commitment to guide jivas towards spiritual liberation. As the supreme among jivas, that is Jivottama, the regulator of all living beings, and the omniscient one, Sri Bharati Ramana Mukhyaprana Deva, is fully capable of performing all righteous actions, that is Satkarma, both by himself and by inspiring all noble souls to engage in them. Since he is the enabler of all actions, the Pratītavrataru, that is vow of unwavering adherence to the divine service, naturally belongs to him. However, some people may doubt whether Sri Raghavendra Tirtharu had the authority to undertake such a vow and act upon it. Addressing this doubt, let us analyze this matter further. Sri Raghavendra Swami is a direct incarnation of divinity, that is Devamsha Sambhuta. He is special recipient of Bhagavan's infinite grace, being blessed by the 5 divine manifestations of Hari, Sri Rama, Narahari, Krishna, Vedavyasaru, and Narayana. He was born as an eternal Vaishnava, a greatest devotee of Sri Vishnu, an exemplary follower of Bhagavata Dharma, and a proponent of divine knowledge. He was constantly endowed with the presence of Sri Vayudeva, that is divine empowerment of Avesha, making him a living embodiment of divine glory, that is Jagat Mangalamurti. Thus, when Sri Raghavendra Swami Guru made a solemn resolve, that is Sankalpa, and took a vow to act in accordance with the divine service, it was entirely rational, justified, and aligned with divine will. Being the incarnation of Prahlada Rajaru, Sri Guru Raja, that is Raghavendra Swami Guru, was already established in the eternal principles of divine service. As Prahlada, he had worshipped Bhagavan through Navavida Bhakti, that is ninefold devotion, and attained divine grace. Not only engaged in the personal worship, but also taught Bhakti and Jnana, that is divine wisdom, to other young children, guiding them in the path of righteousness. Similarly, in his incarnation of Sri Vyasaraja Tirtharu, he was also renowned for observing Pratītavrataru. His important legacy demonstrates his unwavering commitment to propagating divine knowledge and ensuring that all beings were led to the path of Bhagavan's service. Attaining Bhagavan's grace requires both knowledge, that is jnana, and devotion, that is bhakti. To achieve this, one must understand Bhagavan's supreme divine attributes, his miraculous pastimes, and the eternal truths he has revealed to the Vedas and Shastras. Sri Raghavendra Swami Guru summarized these sacred teachings in his work Pratasankalpagadhya, a text designed to guide both learned scholars and common devotees towards an effective means of attaining Bhagavan's grace. Since not everyone possesses the ability to study and comprehend all Shastras in their entirety, Sri Raghavendra Swami Guru, out of divine compassion, structured his teachings in an accessible manner so that even those with limited knowledge could still be spiritually uplifted. His teaching states, therefore, being the one who determines the innumerable accumulated merits and demerits from beginningless time by the will of Sri Hari, the one who is the worshipper of Kapila, the one who is distinct form and superior to even Rama, the foremost entity expounded by infinite Vedas, guided with the will of the Supreme, being the recipient of his utmost grace, possessing the divine connection with Sri Bharati Ramana, having feet worshipped by Rudra and all other Tattvika deities, and being worshipped by Sri Mukhya Prana in all my states, whether varied or manifold, I, being inspired by him, and follow his tradition, upon rising from sleep, shall undertake my daily, occasional, and desire-driven duties as per my varna and ashrama, suitable to time and place, as a form of divine worship according to my capacity, awareness, and opulence. Further, through my disciples who follow my commands, my students, my relatives, and those associated with me, I shall ensure that all prescribed actions under the principle of doership and causation are carried out in alignment with the divine will. Through the solemn declaration, Sri Raghavendra Swami made a firm commitment that he would perform all actions prescribed by the Varnashrama Dharma, that is, duties based on one's spiritual and social classification, all righteous deeds, that is, Nitya, Naimiktika, and Kamya Karma, would be carried out solely for the service of Bhagavan Hari and Sri Mukhya Prana. He would ensure that all his followers, including scholars, disciples, and even common devotees, engaged in the same divine service. Thus, the Pratītavrataru, vow of absolute faith and divine service, observed by Sri Raghavendra Swami Guru, was not only a personal spiritual practice, but also an initiative to uplift countless beings, guiding them towards Bhagavan's divine grace. Sriman Narayana is the ultimate doer, that is Karta, and all of actions performed by every jiva. There is no action that can be performed independently without his will. Since Bhagavan is inseparable from his qualities, guna, forms, rupa, and actions, kriya, all activities originate from him and manifest through his divine energy at the appropriate time and place. Among the countless divine manifestations of Bhagavan Hari, Mukhya Prana Deva, that is Sri Vayudeva, holds a unique position as the executor of divine will. Due to the grace of Sri Ramajanani, that is Lakshmi Devi, Vayudeva has complete knowledge of all accumulated karmas, that is Sankita karmas, of all jivas. He directs and enables his karmas to yield results accordingly, inspiring beings towards righteous actions. Thus, he is the supreme regulator, that is Sarvagna, of all living beings. The infinite Vedas anonymously establishes Sriman Narayana as a supreme reality. However, apart from a few exclusive names that are reserved only for Bhagavan Hari, the Vedas extensively glorify Lakshmi Devi as well. Beyond this too, the Vedas describe many other deities, among whom Sri Mukhya Prana Deva, that is Vayudeva, is the most exalted. All deities have a hierarchy, that is Taratamya, where Agni is the lowest and Sri Hari is the highest. Sri Lakshmi and Narayana are in Eshakoti, that is beyond all jivas. Brahma and Vayu are the highest among all jivas. All other deities, including Agni and Rudra, are subordinate to Brahma and Vayu. Thus, apart from Sri Lakshmi Narayana, Sri Vayudeva alone is the primary subject of the Vedas and is recognized as Sarvaguna Purna, that is complete with all attributes suitable for a jiva. He is free from all defects, that is dukkha, avidya, etc. He is the only jiva entirely untouched by any flaws, whereas Rudra and others have minor doshas. He alone is the perfect regulator of all living beings. He is constantly engaged in the upasana of Sri Hari. His divine powers enable him to inspire and guide all jivas towards righteous actions. Sri Moolarama, the Supreme Lord, regulates all actions. Sri Mukhya Pranadevaru understands Bhagwan's divine will, that is Sankalpa, aligns himself with Bhagwan's desire and executes them perfectly. He is worshipped even by Rudra and all other deities. Thus, Sri Raghavendra Swamiguru, inspired by Sri Mukhya Pranadeva, undertook a sacred resolve to ensure that all righteous duties were performed with full dedication. Every day, as soon as I wake up, I remember Bhagwan, Sri Moolarama, and dedicate the entire day's activities to him. I engage in all actions suitable to my Varnashrama, following the injunctions of the Vedas. According to the time, place, and circumstances, under the guidance and inspiration of Sri Mukhya Pranadeva, I perform my duties with utmost sincerity and devotion. This divine declaration reaffirms that all spiritual practices must be executed with absolute faith in Bhagwan Hari, under the guidance of Sri Mukhya Prana. Sri Raghavendra Swamiguru made a solemn vow, that is Pratigna, in his Prataha Sankalpa Gadya, that all his actions, that is Nitya, daily rituals, Naimittika, that is occasional duties, and Kamya, that is desired divine rituals, would be performed solely as worship of Bhagwan Sri Hari. His devotion extended beyond personal practice, as he also ensured that his disciples, devotees, and dharmic followers performed these duties under his guidance. His sannyasa disciples and their lineage carried forward these teachings. His students, scholars, and those who studied his works continued the tradition. His descendant from his Purva Ashrama, that is pre-monastic life, followed the path of righteousness by dedicating everything to Bhagwan Sri Hari and Sri Mukhya Pranadeva. He ensures that these righteous duties will be carried out with the right understanding and devotion. His unwavering commitment to his Sankalpa and Pratigna earned him the glorious title of Pratītavrataru, one who remains steadfast in his devotion. Through his selfless service to devotees, dharmic followers, and all sentient beings, Sri Raghavendra Swamiguru exemplified the ideal Guru, whose compassion and concern for the spiritual upliftment of others knew no bounds. The people of Bharata, who have received such a Sadguru, are truly blessed. The Pratītavrataru can be seen across the lives of Sri Prahlada, who upheld Bhagwan's dharma amidst adversities. Sri Vyasaraja Tirtharu, who protected the Dvaita Siddhanta and guided the kings and scholars alike. Sri Raghavendra Swamiguru, who carried forward this divine mission. The upcoming chapters of Sri Guru Raghavendra Swami's divine history will reveal how he fulfills his pratigna and upheld dharma through his blessings, teachings, and miracles. Once Saraswatama's final rites were complete and her soul had attained Sadgati, that is liberation, her family, including Lakshmi Naranacharya and Gururajacharya, along with Lakshmi Narayana, visited the Matha. The Dwarapalakas, gatekeepers, led them to Sri Raghavendra Swamiguru. They paid the respect and sat down before him. Sri Raghavendra Swamiguru was reading a sacred text from his Vyasapita when he looked up and observed their grief-stricken faces. Sri Raghavendra Swamiguru said, "Why do you grieve like this? Do the dead ever return?" Hearing this, no one replied. Their eyes filled with tears, and they remained silent in mourning. Venkatamba, unable to contain her sorrows, finally spoke up. Venkatamba said, "Swami, you are now a Paramahamsa, that is supreme renunciate, a Jitendriya, one who has conquered the senses. Nothing in this world can shake your mind, but we are mere ordinary people. How can we attain your detachment? The only thing we can do is weep." Hearing this, Lakshmi Narasimhacharya rebuked her, saying she should not speak in such a manner. Sri Raghavendra Swamiguru, smiling gently, replied, "Let us speak. If expressing her pain brings a relief, then so be it. After all, in our previous life, who else did she have to speak to except me?" Hearing this, Venkatamba realized her mistake. Venkatamba said, "Swami, I momentarily forgot that you are now the Jagat Guru, that is Guru of the universe. We were mourning for Saraswatama, but how foolish of me. You did not just mourn, you liberated her from her Preta Sharira, that is ghostly existence, and granted her Sadgati. Instead of praising you, I foolishly spoke from my old familiarity with you. Please forgive my offense. This movement captured the divine contrast between human attachment and spiritual liberation, where grief is natural, but the Guru's grace transcends all sorrow. Sri Raghavendra Swamiguru, we did not grant her Sadgati liberation. It was Sri Hari and Mukhya Prana who did. Venkatamba, why do you grieve so deeply? Are you mourning because Saraswati passed away? Ask yourself, was it her Atma, that is soul, that perished, or merely her body? Bhagavan Sri Krishna has clearly declared in the Bhagavad Gita, the soul is never born, nor does it ever die. It has never come into being, nor will it ever cease to be. It is unborn, eternal, imperishable, and ancient. It is not slain when the body is slain. Though the body perishes, the soul remains eternal. Jivas are dependent on Ishvara, whereas Bhagwan's divine form is eternal and independent. The Jiva is merely a reflection of Bhagwan's divinity. Hence, it neither takes birth nor perishes in the absolute sense. Then, why do we say someone is born or someone has died? The Gita explains. Just as a person discards old, worn out garments and wears new ones, the Jiva discards an old body and takes a new one. Thus, leaving one body and acquiring another is simply part of the soul's journey. What we call death is merely the shedding of an old body, and the birth is the acceptance of a new one. The Gita also says, for one who is born, death is certain, and for one who dies, rebirth is inevitable. Since the cycle is unavoidable, you should not grieve. Since Saraswati has only shed her physical form, she has not truly perished. By Bhagavan's grace, she has been liberated from the cycle of birth and death and now exists in the eternal bliss in His presence. Therefore, mourning her is unnecessary. Even as everyone sat in awestruck silence, observing the nectar of wisdom from Guru Raghavendra Swamiguru, Lakshmi Narayana was unable to fully comprehend the deeper meaning. Overcome by maternal separation and sorrow, he collapsed at Guru's feet, sobbing uncontrollably. Sri Raghavendra Swamiguru gently consoled him. Lakshmi Narayana, my dear child, do not cry. I am no longer just your father, I am now your Guru. At that very moment, Sri Sudhindratirtharu entered the room. Everyone rose in reverence and offered their respects. Once seated, he called Lakshmi Narayana close and embraced him. Sudhindratirtharu, my child, it is true that he, Raghavendra, is no longer your father. He is now a Jagat Guru, that is Guru of the universe. He has renounced his small, limited household and has now become the caretaker of an entire world. He is no longer just your Guru and father. He is now the father of millions of devotees. The entire world is now his family. He carries the responsibility of protecting and guiding all living beings towards dharma and moksha. Our mission is universal well-being. Sarvajana Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings be happy. And who is included in Sarva, that is all beings, you are included too. Renouncing attachment and worldly bonds is the essence of sannyasa, but that does not mean renunciates stop bestowing their grace. Earlier, as a householder, Raghavendra was bound by a small family circle. Now, as sannyasi, he has expanded his circle of responsibility to encompass the entire world. Today, he is Guru to all people. Regardless of caste, creed, language, or nationality, he works tirelessly for their upliftment. And you, Lakshmi Narayana, are no different. You remain his disciples and his child. Your well-being is now in his divine care, just as Sri Moola Rama is the ultimate caretaker of all, so do not grieve anymore. Sri Raghavendra Swami's discourse transformed sorrow into wisdom, teaching that birth and death are mere transitions in the soul's eternal journey. Sri Sudhindratirtharu's words reassured Lakshmi Narayana that his father-turned-Guru has only expanded his responsibilities. His love and grace remain the same. The essence of sannyasa is not abandonment, but universal compassion and guidance for all beings. Thus, Sri Raghavendra Swamiguru as Jagat Guru and Pratītavrataru continued his mission, uplifting the world while guiding his own family and disciples with wisdom, divine wisdom and grace. With hands humbly folded, Sri Raghavendra Swamiguru addressed his Guru, Sri Sudhindratirtharu, with great reverence. Sri Raghavendra Swamiguru, O Guru, I only behaved in this manner so that we could hear this sublime spiritual truths directly from you. Please forgive me. Had I spoken these words myself, people might have doubted my detachment and assumed that I was speaking out of personal attachment towards my son from my previous life. But now that you have spoken them, the truth has been established without question. The seat of knowledge, that is Jnanapita, is meant for guiding the entire world on the path of spiritual enlightenment. Our duty is to work selflessly for the upliftment of all, both in this world and the next. Only such selfless service to Bhagavan is truly dear to him. While I accepted Paramahamsa Sannyasa, I took a vow saying, I grant fearlessness to all beings. Thus, with mind, speech, and action, I must always uphold the truth, serve Sri Hari, and dedicate myself to the well being of the world. Moreover, when you have anointed me as the Pitadipati of this great lineage, Bhagavan Sri Hari and Mukhya Prana inspired me from within to compose a small yet profound text. I humbly present this before you. For your blessings, kindly review it and bless me so that I may fulfill the vows I have taken in it. Saying this, Sri Raghavendra Swamigalu took a small palm leaf manuscript from Vyasapita and placed it before his Guru. He then bowed down with great humility. Sri Sudhindratitru opened the manuscript and began reading it. As he read through its profound contents, he became overcome with divine bliss. His entire body trembled with joy as he raised his voice in praise of his dearest disciple, Sri Sudhindratitru. Ah, what an extraordinary philosophical composition! What unwavering devotion to Sri Hari and Mukhya Prana! The Pratasankalpa Gadyam is a treasure for all spiritual seekers. It will help aspirants stay devoted to Sri Hari from morning till night, recognizing all actions as acts of divine worship. This work will stand the test of time, guiding seekers toward the ultimate truth. It will be priceless gem in the ocean of spiritual literature. Hearing this word, Sri Raghavendra Swamigalu humbly bowed and spoke with gratitude. O Guru, I am forever blessed by your approval. In this work, I have resolved that every action I perform, whether Nitya, that is daily, Naimitika, that is occasional, or Kamya, that is desire-driven, will be the act of worship to Sri Hari. Not only will I follow this path myself, but I will ensure that my disciples, devotees, scholars, and even my past life relatives engage in the divine service without selfish desires. I particularly wish to begin this noble work by imparting knowledge to 5 devoted disciples: Lakshmi Narayana, Venkata Narayana, Narayana, Ramachandra Acharya's son Krishna, Narsimha Acharya's son Raghupati. These disciples have long sought my guidance in Shastra Pata, that is scriptural studies, and now the time has come to fulfill their aspirations. Through them, I will establish a chain of devoted scholars and seekers, ensuring that thousands more will worship Sri Hari through their ordained duties. Furthermore, I seek to guide all righteous beings, Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras, and others according to their Varnashrama Dharma. By Bhagavan's grace, may all aspirants attain the highest spiritual bliss through their sincere devotion and action. This is my sacred resolve. Sri Raghavendra Swami's vow was not merely personal. It was a universal commitment to guiding all beings on the path of righteousness. His Pratasankalpa Gadyam became a beacon of wisdom, reminding devotees to see every action as an offering to Bhagavan. With Sri Guru Sudhindratitru's blessings, he embarked on his mission to uplift the world, ensuring that his knowledge, teachings, and spiritual lineage would benefit generations to come. Thus, Sri Raghavendra Swamigalu's selfless devotion and tireless dedication made him a true Jagadguru, a beacon of wisdom, compassion, and divine grace. The magnanimous heart of Sri Raghavendra Swamigalu, his broad-minded vision, his deep concern for universal welfare, and his unyielding commitment to righteousness filled Guru Sri Sudhindratitru and assembled devotees with immense joy. The anxiety that had momentarily occupied their hearts vanished. Even Venkatamba and Kamala Devi, who had been grieving, began to smile with a newfound sense of spiritual serenity. Following Guru Sudhindratitru's instruction, Sri Raghavendra Swamigalu began imparting spiritual knowledge to Narayana, Venkata Narayana, Lakshmi Narayana, Krishna and Raghupati, that is, son of Narsimhacharya, a close relative of Sudhindratitru. Beyond this 5, he also began teaching 30 to 35 young scholars, including students from Kumbakona's learned families, in Nyaya, that is logic, Vedanta, philosophy, and other Shastras. Additionally, 20 to 30 advanced scholars who have been studying for years continued their higher education under his guidance. Sri Raghavendra Tirtharu's teaching style, clear, concise, and engaging. He explained intricate scriptural concepts in a simple manner, making them accessible to students of all levels. His unique teachings methods ensured that the knowledge remained deeply ingrained in the student's mind. Daily review sessions. Before beginning a new lesson, each student has to recite and translate the previous day's teachings. Any mistakes were corrected, and the lessons were repeated until the understanding was flawless. This structured learning process enabled students to develop clarity, reasoning, and deep contemplation. Rigorous training for mastery. By the time students advanced to the next topic, they had already revised and internalized the previous lessons. This methodological approach ensured that every student was well prepared for higher spiritual studies. Thus, Sri Raghavendra Swamiguru's teachings flourished without interruption, drawing scholars and seekers from across the region, disseminating dharma. Kumbakona's deeply religious citizens often visited Sri Raghavendra Swamiguru to seek spiritual guidance. They cleared the doubts on dharma, that is, righteous duties, and understood the necessities of their ordained practices. He revealed esoteric truths about Bhagavan's divine nature, the essence of righteous living, and the significance of a virtuous life. Living by example, by embodying selfless devotion and discipline, Sri Raghavendra Swamiguru illuminated the path for countless seekers. His actions matched his words, making him the epitome of Pratītavrataru, one who lives by sacred vows without unwavering dedication. Thus, Guru Raghavendra Swamiguru, renowned as a beacon of wisdom, compassion, and spiritual authority, spread far and wide, making him universally revered. Hari Om. Om Sri Krishnarpanamastu.